second last game of lines up the two best teams. I've made it here, and it's been quite a journey for both of them. I've got with me Babar Khan and Danny Morrison. Baz, Islamabad United won their game yesterday. Peshawar Zalmi lost their previous game. How are we looking at this matchup?
Again, it's interesting because you look at the surface and it's not a high-scoring ground, so it works, maybe just levels things up. If it was a pitch where you'd go out there and hit the ball from ball go and it was easy, then Islamabad United would have their noses in front. But I think a score of 170-80 is the region where Peshawar Zalmi are quite comfortable with, so it's almost even Stevens.
It's even Stevens for Baz. Danny, is it even Stevens for you?
No, because I'm going with the side that played last night, Islamabad United, because when you get the setup and the road to the final and the tree that we show, the graphic, you keep playing and you're winning. You've got to do it the hard way, you've got to do it the longer way. But I think it bodes well when you get into a groove and a rhythm. And I think I'm not surprised, unchanged, Islamabad United, things went really well and smashed the Gladiators. So I think they've got an advantage in what they want to do. The toss went their way, all those sorts of things. So, yeah, let's get on with it. And those in red, they're here to do it.
Those in yellow, what about them? We'll have to find out, because earlier on we did have the toss, and Islamabad United for Islamabad United, they've gone unchanged, Danny.
Yeah, shame for Colin Monroe, but look, Marty Guptill stepped up, didn't he, with all that experience, and it just shows you. Some question marks are thinking about Alex Hales, but hey, look, he is class, but it is time for Alex Hales to turn up, and we saw what they could do. They lost their way a little bit, didn't they, at the end of the innings there, lost a lot of wickets very quickly and were in danger of being bowled out. But hey, you can't go with a winning side, and yeah, I like those protagonists.
There's a lot of conjecture around the fact that Peshawar Zalmi is heavily reliant on that top order of theirs. And one guy who seems to score a lot of runs around the world and in the HPL PSL is Babar Azam. I mean, just so consistent, class all over. And then the last time they met, he scored that brilliant 100.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. And wherever Babar will go, because he's such a good player, everybody will say that every team is reliant on him because of the fact that he's so good at what he does, and the improvement with his strike rate throughout has been fabulous. I thought this was one of his best hundreds in T20 cricket that he's played so far. And yeah, you'll obviously say that the team will rely on him to get you runs because of the fact that he's such a top-class player. So with Babar in any side, we'll always have this tag following that, is it only Babar, because of the fact that, yeah, he just
no, he's not.
Runs.
He's overrated.
Exactly.
Let's get bombed out on social media. Let's get killed.
Let's get Simon Dool in.
Oh, I didn't say that.
All about the strike rates then. If we get Dooley in, there's going to be a lot of discussion on the strike rates. But actually, His strike rate's been pretty impressive this year, Danny.
Oh, jokes aside, we know he's a class act. He is. And Babar Azam, when you open the batting and you're a top order player, you open the batting, we know it's easy to score inside the first 6 overs. Of course it is. But it's about 7 to 15. And if you bat right deep and then you've got to bat in the end overs, you've got to make it count. And yeah, I've been impressed, like all of us here, with Babar Azam. And it has been a very good T20 tournament, the HBI PSL, for the great one. And he is. He's a modern great. And I'm impressed that he's evolved his game. It's got better because there was criticism around the strike rate, let's be honest. And he has got better and better.
Shadab Khan has also got better and better. He was somebody who was struggling for form in the T20, wasn't able to take wickets. But he's come back well and he's leading from the front with the bat and the ball, Baz.
Yeah, more bat than ball. He's been fabulous at number 4 and be able to play his shots against spin when he does come in. He comes in the middle order and instead of players who build the innings, he can attack the spinners straight away, and that's been a revelation. I think when he plays for Islamabad United, he's in his comfort zone. It's like the place that he belongs, and all the pressure almost releases from him. Any other team, he just sort of feels a little bit of pressure, but Islamabad United is his home, and it's almost like whenever he comes back, he's so relaxed, so comfortable that the performances flow.
You know, Zalmi, speaking of Zalmi, they've got somebody like Mehran Mumtaz, but Arif Yaqub also made quite a statement. Remember that game in which he took 4 wickets in an over? Overall, a 5-wicket haul. How impressive has he been for you?
Well, the great thing is it's about developing talent, new talent that comes along, and you do. And everyone wants something a bit different, whether it's a left-arm orthodox or a wrist spinner. That's what you want. And I think on these surfaces, Zainab, it's crucial to have a wrist spinner. And if they're in form, well, then look out. They get the flight right, you get your lines, your lengths correct, but it's the pace that you show in any given contest on a different wicket. Because we all know Islamabad, Pindi, very good pitch, very good 22 yards. Lahore was a very good pitch. So again, it just throws up challenges whether you're a pace bowler or a spinner. So I think it's this part of the world. It's a subcontinent. You want good wrist spinners.
Speaking of spinners, Imad Wasim was particularly impressive yesterday.
And again, Imad Wasim very comfortable when he bowls with the new ball in the power play. They didn't bowl him before a lot in the power play, but once he gets the ball right up front, on any surface, any day, he's very difficult to get away because he bowls so straight. We'll get the ball to drift back in, and more often than not, his ball will end up within the stump, so he's always in the game. And the power play is where Imad is at his complete best. And Islamabad United using him there.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. Well, Baz says it's even Stevens. Danny is favouring the team in red. I can tell you it shall be a fascinating contest between both these sides. So stay tuned.